Here we are back in the shop, and that's right, for all you subscribers, we're cracking into those apples. For all you new guys, we picked up some G3s, some G4s, a G5, some Emacs, iMacs, and all the accoutrements you could ever want to go with your Apple accessorize. That's right, so let's crack into these guys and see how much gold is inside. Alright, so right off the bat, you guys are going to notice that this is a little different. These computers actually opened up, and if you guys ever went to high school during the same time I did, you guys would know that you would come into your workshop and find your RAM sticks missing, and sometimes even your video cards, because that's right, you had to get Scooter to level 10, or you had to do your Final Fantasy, and you could get free sticks. That's right, a lot of people did it, but hey, I'm not condoning that behavior. All I'm saying is when you guys get a hold of these, you guys want to check these batteries, and if you're trying to resell them, you're going to want to pop those batteries out of there. What do? Well, you just grab a screwdriver and you just make sure you don't go flinging it across your shop, and you go ahead and you recycle it at your appropriate recycling center, or however you guys do it. But I tell you what, right off the bat, we are going to have some RAM sticks. That's right. Again, everybody knew about RAM sticks, and a lot of people knew about free RAM sticks. And I like some free RAM sticks, although it's a little bugger to get into. I tell you what, you just flip these little guys down, and you pull these guys out, and they usually pop right out. And then you look at them, and yep, there it is. There's going to be some of your free gold. And I tell you guys what, if you get down on there, there's going to be a lot of gold plating along the fingers of that, but where your hidden gold is going to be in these IC chips. That's right, we'll go over these guys at the end of the video, but there's going to be 3 of them in there. So what else is going to be in this guy? Well, you're going to have your video cards, your slot cards, whatever you guys want to call them. Hey, I call them free gold. And everybody's going to be freaking out saying that, yeah, you can get a bunch of money from them. And I'm here to tell you that no, you can't. Yes, you will be able to find somebody who wants one of these every once in a while. But I tell you what, for the most part, people do not care to have these. They just really honestly don't. And if they do want them, they do not want to pay anything for them. They'd rather try to get them for free if they can, just like I get my material for free. So I tell you guys what, let's get these cards out. I'm trying to do it one-handed and it's not working, but we're gonna get this guy out of here. Where there's a will, there is a one-handed way, and check that out. So right off the bat, again, you guys are gonna see some of those nice gold fingers right there. You're going to see some MLCCs all along the board there, and you're going to see some IC chips, and that's going to be a nice little score. And if you flip the guy over, look at that guy. There is going to be a bunch of tantalum on that board. If we get you on in there, those are going to be tantalum capacitors. Why? Well, because of the color, shape, and orientation on the board. So you keep those, you save them. They come in all different colors, shapes, and sizes, of course, but those are going to be your most readily identifiable. Next to that silver crystal oscillator right there, that's right in the center of your screen. A lot of people know that they do have silver in them, but hey, they are an absolute bugger to get into, but we'll break this card down a little more in the upcoming of this episode. So we're going to pull the next guy out, and I'm not even sure what these are, if they're video cards or whatever, but I do know, however, that's going to be a square silver crystal oscillator. Again, they come in all different shapes, sizes, and orientations, but they're there, and sometimes you will get ones that are gold plated underneath. However, I don't think these are going to be the case, but those IC chips are going to be absolutely beautiful. And then you also have that gold corner BGA right there. That's right, everybody wants that, and we will talk about those later, and we'll break this card down. There's not as much on the back of it, but what are we going to have for this guy here? So you're just going to give this guy a pull, and here is another beautiful card. Again, there's going to be stacked with nice, rich, colorful gold pins, and the darker orange the gold is, the better it's going to be. And you're going to have some more gold fingers right there. You have a really nice, beautiful logic chip on that board sitting next to, again, another silver crystal oscillator. So these guys are absolutely where you're going to find some of your best free gold inside of this. And there's more than just free gold in there. There's going to be this aluminum heat sink. So now if we get down on this guy and we go to take this guy out of here, there's usually a couple springs right here, and you guys can go and you can lift them up and they pop up nicely. But we're going to have to get this fan out of the way in order to make this a little easier. And if you look down here, there's going to be a couple screws down there, and we're just going to gonna unscrew this guy and we're gonna get him out of the way. It normally plugs into the board right here, and if you just take and you pop that little plug-in out, again, you're gonna see some pins. I don't know if they're gonna be gold plated, but we'll look at that. And we're also gonna have some copper bearing material. You're not gonna wanna get rid of that stuff. Again, that's where you're gonna find a lot of your gold. So now, or your value, sorry, I got gold on the brain. What can I say? There's a whole lot happening. So again, here's going to be another one of them RAM sticks and another one here as well. They're not going to be of any value other than the gold because nobody wants to run 1 gig RAM sticks, even if they are 1 gig. But if you guys look down in there, these guys are going to have a bunch of gold fingers down in there for sure. In every one of those slots, you're going to have corresponding gold pins. So you're going to want to take those off. And now we're going to move on to the connectors right here. That's right, they're there, they exist, and they're gonna have some beautiful gold pins underneath there if I can jimmy them out. And again, you're gonna have some corresponding female connectors inside of that as well. And I know you guys want to see this. I know you guys do. Everybody wants to see what is underneath of this heat sink. So let's just go back to this guy really quick. We're just trying to make sure that nothing is gonna get missed and nothing is gonna go flying around the shop. So you got this massive heatsink, and this guy has got to weigh 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds. I don't know. I'm not really good at guessing, but hey, we'll throw it on the scale and we will see at the end of the video. But so look at that slot processor. Well, it's not a slot processor. It is on a card, kind of like a slot processor, but that thing is going to be beautiful. If you get down on that chip, that's going to be a beautiful ceramic style CPU. Now, again, it's going to be on this fiber card right here, fiber board, whatever you guys want to call it. That's all on you, but you're also going to see some more stuff studded all over the board. So we're going to continue to keep getting these connectors. Make sure you don't throw these guys away. You always look at them and tell if there's going to be a pin right there, and if that pin does have gold on it, then the connector is going to correspond with gold. It does not look, however, that that is going to have gold on it, but it sure does look like it has gold on the board holding the pins in. You will see on these pins right here, you can see the pins are gold, and down here as well, they're showing even more gold. So you do want to look at all your connectors the best you can and make sure that you check them, because yes, you're going to have connectors that will not have any gold in them whatsoever. And if we can get this guy to a little shimmy jimmy up and out of there, we'll be able to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So again, if you look down there, this guy is not going to have any gold pins in there, and it's not going to have any corresponding gold in that guy. So you can leave that on your wires if you want. If your yard requires you to take them off, then do so. But if not, I suggest leaving them on there because it's less fuss and muss for your time. But what isn't is you're not going to want to get rid of these guys right there. If we go down there, you're going to see that nice rich gold set of pins. So again, this is going to correspond with some more free gold pins in that as well. I don't know what to say. This is part of doing your scrapping. I know a lot of people just stand here and do this stuff on their lives as well, which I appreciate that. But I don't have any lives functioning right at the moment, but we'll get there. I don't know, maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know. You guys let me know in a comment below if you would be interested. I know most people just check out the videos when they have time. But the live actually sounds fun. Maybe I can answer some questions for you guys along the way in real time. So now we got this motherboard off of here, and it looks pretty impressive. And what's going to be on the back, except for a massive gold corner BGA, and there's going to be some very nice tantalum and a few other things worth our exploration. But hey, that's not it. Absolutely, that's not it. We still got some hard drives we got to get out of here. There's going to be a couple screws in here, and also in the DVD player as well, the DVD-ROM, the reader, whatever you guys want to say. I bet it's going to have its secrets along with its power supply. So I'm going to get those things taken out of here, and we're going to drop them out on the table for you. Red one or the blue one? Red one, blue one, the green one. And then we just go ahead and pull it on. Yeah, let's see, what else can we do here? Can we get it from the top? There it goes. All right, so there's that piece. Believe it or not, through all that, that piece did not break whatsoever. So I don't know. I got to give a little props to the designers, I guess. Again, you're going to have some steel right in the front right here. You're going to have some power button and maybe even an LED. That speaker isn't going to be worth very much of nothing. So I'm just going to leave it in the case because, believe it or not, the case is going to still have some steel in there. So if you guys are going to take that into your scrapyard, you still have some steel left in there, and you can get rid of that in your scrap steel. But it looks like we're going to have a screw back here for the carriage. I have no idea if that's going to grant us access to this in any way, shape, or form or not. There's going to be another one right here. Let's get that guy off of there. And maybe I could have just saved myself 15 minutes of finagling. But hey, I'm having fun. I don't know if you guys are having fun. If you guys are having fun, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and leave comments. I love the comments. Most of them are very, very nice. And a lot of the times you guys will tell me what I did wrong inside of my videos. So I do enjoy that as well. Because as you can see, it's not necessarily as much of a science taking this stuff apart. It's more of an art form. And you can interpret it any way, shape, or form you would like. Let's see if we get those ribbon cables off the back. Yeah, let's just not be lazy, and let's just see if that helps the situation at all. And I think I just mucked it all up, and I just really don't. Doesn't bother me. We're going to get this guy out of here one way or another, whether it likes it or not. It's coming out of this computer. And there it goes. Okay, so now this thing's going to slide out the bottom of there, and we're going to disconnect those ribbon cables. The power cables don't seem to have any kind of actual gold inside of them at all, but if you guys look down in there, there's going to be some definite gold pins in this guy and some more secrets to be had. What else? Well, we got this DVD drive, and I don't know if you guys have followed my other videos. If you haven't, go check them out. But DVD drives in these older materials sure do seem to have some pretty good laser diode reading mechanisms inside of there. So you want to take your time and you want to crack these guys open and explore them a little more, because you're definitely going to find some more material in there. So we're coming down to the end here. So we got this guy here. There's that old power supply. So here's this guy, and this is going to have some more stuff we're going to break down as well. The bench is getting covered in material, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but we're going to give this guy a pull. That's a ribbon cable. We're going to clip this guy. This guy's going to come out this way, and we're just going to keep clipping these wires out and getting them out of our way and getting this case cleaned up, because I think for all intent and purposes, we're going to have a board down here. Like I said, there's going to be the speaker right there. There's not a lot you can do with the speaker. For your bang for your buck, you might as well just go ahead and leave it in the carriage. Unless you got somebody who wants to buy it right off the bat, there's really no point in keeping it. And let's say it's something you want to keep, then you do you, boo-boo. You figure you out in your own space and your own agenda is absolutely up to you. But we're going to finish getting these wires out and getting this case out of the way. All right, so what do we get from that G4 733 series? Okay, so if we start off right off the bat, we're going to have that power supply that we're going to break down. We have some copper bearing wire right there. That's right, you put it in your number 2 wire. You can take these fans and you can break the fan fins off, and you can have some copper bearing material. You do you with that. Maybe you just want to throw them in your scrap steel. Hey, I don't judge. And then again, we're going to have the disk drive, and that's going to have some secrets, and we have the zip drive. But what else did we find? Well, I tell you what, it's almost like an autopsy. We can see what this computer was last eating. That's right. So we're going to crack into that guy and see exactly what it was doing when it decided that it was no longer going to do it. And we have a couple the hard drives here, and I'm stumbling because I'm looking for it, and it says 60 gigabytes. I didn't believe it, but yes, 60 whole gigs. And this guy down here I know is going to be a 40 gig. So you had a whole whopping 100 gigabytes of hard drive space for that computer. So I tell you what, it was cooking back in the day. You're going to have that CPU right here. And I tell you what, I don't know if they call it, what they call it. But I tell you what, it's akin to the style of basically a slot processor. Because yeah, you're going to see pins and stuff down here. They're going to be super nice, and they're rich gold. And you're going to see some MLCCs and some other surface mount ICs in there. And this guy, I'm willing to bet my hat, is going to have a decent amount of gold in there, along with some copper. and some other things to be had. We're going to have those RAM sticks everybody looks for. That's right. Everybody's going to say, hey, Scrooge, you know, you can make money off of them. But I tell you what, you can't. But you can see sitting right next to each other, there's going to be 2 different grades of gold right off the bat on these RAM sticks. One's a little darker and one's a little duller. So I tell you what, if you guys know the difference or what one's going to have a better yield, you let me know, because the majority of my stuff is a little more dull. But I do come across some really nice shiny ones. And you're going to have your slot cards right here. That's right. Every one of these is going to have some IC chips. It's going to have a cold corner BGA. And it's going to have that silver crystal oscillator. And not so much on the back. But that's that guy. And you're going to have a really nice big flat pack logic chip right here. Another silver crystal oscillator. Some ICs. And what else? Well, you're going to have some nice little MLCCs on the board, and they're not really little as much as they are actually pretty decent. And now see the capacitors that are labeled C4 and C6 on the board. Does that mean that they're tantalum, or are they like a neridium, something along those lines? Either way, I collect them up and put them in their own little corner of the world, and we will figure out more about them. But this board has so much stuff to give, and it's just a slot card along with some gold pins. And again, there's not going to be much on the back of that guy, unfortunately. This guy is going to be the king of all the slot cards we have today. Because again, you're going to see there's going to be a nice gold corner BGA underneath that heatsink. You have some IC chips right there. You're going to have some nice tantalum. Again, some more IC chips. And just studded along with tantalum. It looks a lot like that board right back there. It seems like these Apple boards use quite a bit of tantalum. I'm actually impressed. And we're going to come back to the motherboard. So we have the motherboard here. And so you're going to see where the processor was. You're going to have corresponding gold pins. And you're going to have MLCCs all over that guy. You're going to have some Broadcoms. And you're going to have some IC chips. And yeah, you're going to have some other stuff. I actually have no idea what that guy is right there. So if anybody knows what Stewart is, let me know what Stewart is. And you're going to have some of your silver crystal oscillators. They've been studded everywhere, all over the place. And some of them you will run into. They will have a gold base to them. And I'm trying to look. There's so many activities to actually be had on this board. There's more silver crystal oscillators right there. And that one looks like it's going to have ceramic underneath of there. So then if you continue down this board, you're going to see another one of those oscillators. And you're going to keep going around until you come into one of my favorite things. That is a gold band oscillator. And that is an akin to a ceramic CPU. A lot like one of these fellows right here. It may be a little more dramatic, but you get my point. Ceramic CPUs tend to have a lot more gold in them, so they all go in their little guy over there. And what else is going to be on this board? Is there going to be anything else on this board worth having? Well, we're going to have that big giant BGA right there. And what is a BGA? Well, I tell you what, there's a bunch of balls underneath that chip, and they all go to the center of that die, and they have gold bond wires. So in turn, that is where all your hidden gold is going to be. And again, we're going to just be stacked with MLCCs and IC chips, some more tantalum all over this board. You got another flat pack right there. And another gold corner BGA right there. And what else do we have? We have tons of stuff all over the board. And I know this looks like it's gold. I don't know if that's going to be through pin gold or if that's type of varnish to cover the board. I really don't know. But I tell you what, this board is continuing to give, because inside of all these connectors, you are absolutely going to have some gold. I will bet my hat on it. So again, is it worth taking apart these computers that I find for absolutely free in the wild? Absolutely. So there's the breakdown of it. If you guys are interested in seeing exactly what I do with these boards next, then click that video right there. If you guys had a fun time and you like hanging out, hit that subscribe button. To all my subscribers, thanks a lot for waiting to be able to see this happen. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. To my wife, I love you. And to my kids, go wash your face.